organization, thank you all for being here today. It has been a privilege to stand here right now with y'all, enjoying a meal, enjoying community, but most importantly, representing an organization that has stood shoulder to shoulder with our community for over 3 decades. To me and to so many of us at the organization, this work is more than a message on our website. It's a deep commitment to compassion, dignity, and equity in healthcare. And I'd like to just take a moment right now to highlight this table right in here. Members of our organization, the Department of Health Promotions and Community Engagement, are here with us today. And so if you all can give a big round of applause, it is really amazing. Not Jane Claire, Minute Private 835, but as you can see, you're here on a Saturday and on occasions, Sundays. So the work never stops for this department.
Yeah, great.
And it's also really, really cold. But today I want to also share with y'all not only who we are, but what we do and why your support, your voice, and your action matters now more than ever. The Valley AIDS Council has been a lifeline in the Rio Grande Valley since the height of the HIV and AIDS epidemic. Back then, we were facing more than just a public health crisis. We were facing fear, misinformation, stigma, and a deeply isolating time for individuals diagnosed with HIV and those impacted by HIV. But in the face of that fear, our organization responded. In 1987, healthcare leaders from the Cameron and Hidalgo County Departments of Health and Planned Parenthood, big round of applause for Planned Parenthood, met with representatives of the Texas Department of Health in response to the growing incidence of HIV and AIDS here in the Rio Grande Valley. And that visionary meeting led to the continuing of the Valley AIDS Council and its growth from a small collaborative grassroots response into a comprehensive multi-site, one-stop shop community-based response to HIV and AIDS during the pandemic. We built something powerful, a place where people can not just come for medical care, support services, counseling, but for hope. With now 3 clinic locations across the Rio Grande Valley, our doors are always open to you. We provide testing, prevention, education, counseling services, medical services, and meeting people where they are and walking with them through their journey into a healthier life. And that legacy continues. It lives in every client that we serve, every life that we help sustain, and every every aspect of stigma that we help deter. Yet while the science has evolved, there's still barriers to maintain that care. Today we are faced with underfunding, especially in underserved communities, predominantly Hispanic communities like we have here in the Rio Grande Valley. Our public health infrastructure often leaves the most vulnerable behind. The stigma, though less visible, is still deeply rooted and persistent here in the Rio Grande Valley. And I won't bring politics into this conversation, but let us all be aware that healthcare has been made increasingly difficult for organizations like ours within this current administration. But we are not discouraged. We are more determined now more than ever to push forward, to advocate, to educate, to care, and to lead. With every fight, every day, not just for better services, but for a more just and equitable healthcare system, especially here in the Rio Grande Valley. Together, transforming public health is what we will do. What gives me hope in the change of new and possibilities is already underway. We have new treatments and technologies, including long-acting injectables for PrEP, U equals U, meaning undetectable equals untransmittable. Education and rewriting what it means to not only live with HIV, but be at risk for HIV. We have seen the breakthrough reality that HIV is no longer a death sentence, but it is a manageable chronic condition where prevention is accessible. And here in the RGV, the Valley AIDS Council strives to make that accessibility. But let me be clear, this journey is not one that is made overnight. It's a collective journey, and so I want to again thank all of you all for being here. We're so proud at the Valley Heights Council that we can not only be a sponsor, but that we can engage in meaningful conversations with all of you. This transformation truly does require all of us. Whether you are a healthcare worker, a policymaker, an educator, families, a local business owner, or faith member in the community, working together shoulder to shoulder to make these resources accessible to everyone is truly what we want. Juntos podemos. And so before I'd like to wrap up, I'd also like to take a moment of gratitude to thank the RGB Hispanic Chambers of Commerce for this inclusion and diverse conversation. Your partnership has made our work stronger, our reach broader, and our voices louder. And now I have a shared responsibility with you all. Again, I want to be very clear that we cannot do this alone. The work that we do is so meaningful and impactful to our community, to your community, to the entire community. And so the future that we envision, where every person has access to healthcare, dignity, and hope, requires each and every one of us. So I'd ask you today to stand with us, speak with us, and fight with us. Be a voice that challenges stigma. Be a hand that uplifts someone in need. Be a hand that is a force that demands equity, dignity, and just in our healthcare system. Again, whether you are a business owner, faith leader, policymaker, or a healthcare worker, or just someone who cares, you have a role to play. Advocate, collaborate, donate, educate, but most importantly, also volunteer. If you can't empty out your checkbook, come, and volunteer. Your actions and your voice can change the conversation. And if you want to learn more about the work that the Valley Heights Council does, on your table, we have the National Latinx Conference on HIV, HCV, and SUD happening next year, April 21st and the 23rd in Dallas, Texas. How is it? Because a Cowboy fan. Loud crowd. But I think this year they might go to the Super Bowl. But with that being said, if you want to learn more about us, please visit us on our website or our social media. Also, always remember that closets are for clothing and that philanthropy never goes out of style.